Hi, Sewing Machine Twin. I've never seen anybody that has another Deluxe Zigzag 139, so this is really cool. I have the manual for this machine. If you want it, I can send it to you. It's a PDF. So here's how I thread mine. I'm obviously missing a thread guide. I think there's supposed to be one back here. I know you have one here and here, but this is just how my grandma gave me this machine like 20 years ago. So, and it works totally fine. So I take my thread, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through these holes. So the top one, and then the bottom one. So it's very hard to do with one hand. So through the top, and then through the bottom. So first I go from right to left, and then from left to right, okay? Done. That's the first thread guide. And then, these are my tension discs right here. I'm gonna take the thread and I'm gonna thread it between these two discs. Always make sure you're doing this with the presser foot up, because if you don't, it's gonna mess up the tension. Because when the presser foot's up, the tension discs are loose, okay? Adjust the zoom here. So thread goes in between the tension discs. You wrap it around. Oops. And then there's this little piece right here. You want the thread to go past that, and that's how it gets caught on this like spring here. Oops. Whoa. So that's where you're gonna get all your tension, okay? So then you take your thread and you put it underneath this thread guide, like that. And then you bring it up to the top here. Oops, sorry, this top lever. And you're gonna go from right to left, okay? Very hard to do this with one hand. Right to left, and then you bring it back down. Oops, sorry, I missed a step. So you're gonna go right from this thread guide here. Make sure that your thread goes inside like this little box, okay? And then you go up to the top, thread it from right to left, and then when you bring it back down, your thread's gonna go back in to this little box right here. So let me see if I can do that with one hand again. Oh, Jesus. All right, there we go. So now you've got two threads, one going up, one going down in that little box, okay? And then you've got another little thread guide right here where my index finger is. Thread's gonna go around that. And then there should be like a little spring right here that's attached. The thread's gonna go around that also. Okay? And then from there, hold on, you're gonna thread your needle. So on this machine, the needle gets threaded from right to left. I'm sorry, from left to right. So you can see there's the hole for the needle right there. So it goes in on the left side, comes out through the right side. Some needles thread front to back, but this one, the needle, the flat part of the needle is sitting right here. So that's the flat part of the needle. So make sure you have the right needle for the machine. Okay, so then you're gonna thread your needle from left to right, which is very hard to do one-handed while I'm holding a phone, but I'm gonna try anyway. There we go. All right, take your thread, pull it. Thread goes through the presser foot underneath it. And so my bobbin thread is red here. When you start stitching, you always want to make sure that you are holding these taut when you make your first few stitches, okay? So, let's see if I can do this really quick. Take some fabric. Press your foot down. You always want to start stitching with your needle in the fabric. So I'm going to use my mouth to hold my phone really quick. See how I held the threads when I did that? I hope you could see that. So needle down. I like to just put my fingers here and kind of press these threads. Oh shoot, I don't have my machine plugged in. Well, anyway, you would basically, you know, press on the pedal. First few stitches, make sure you're holding the threads, and then you can just go. Always stop with this lever like at the highest point. Needle all the way up when you're done. Lift the presser foot, pull the fabric out, And obviously my tension is not set very well because the red thread should not be popping up on the top. Actually, maybe it's okay. Well, I have to adjust my tension a little bit, but otherwise, that's what you do. Snip your threads, and you're done.